It's time for the Giz Wiz with Mad's maddest writer, Dick DeBartolo. This is episode 1789, recorded Thursday, July 23rd, 2020. We're so cool. On this episode of the Giz Wiz, we have some sip and go for the hot summer. I have another solar gadget, and we have joystick steering. What does that mean? Plus your videos, all next on the Giz Wiz!
It's the same dumb show with Dickie D and OMG chat on your PC. It's time for the Giz Wiz because gadgets are his business. They've got a gizmo sickness, geek disease, under pathology, rows and rows of USBs, glowing LEDs. Get ready for the Giz Wiz now.
And here he is, your gadget authority, Dick DeBartolo. How you doing, Dickie D?
I'm doing good, sir. And you?
I'm doing good myself. Doing very good.
Good. We're having thunderstorms. We're waiting for thunderstorms. We had a really humdinger of it. It's been a long time since a bolt of lightning struck, and I jumped because it was so loud. And I sent you a little piece of video of the Statue of Liberty down in the harbor, really getting, and I posted, that's from some guy got it and put it up online, and then all the networks picked it up. But I was wondering why, since the Statue of Liberty is all metal, does it keep striking the base, which is all brick? And someone said maybe there's a lightning rod down there.
Maybe.
So that would make sense because it seems every bolt seems to hit in the exact same place.
Yeah.
So that would show that lightning rods work.
Yeah. No joke. I would not want to be standing around. Yeah. I was nervous for the guy just taking the video. I was like, get off the water. Oh my gosh.
Oh, and it knocked out the TV while we were watching it. Suddenly the TV starts. Dennis's came back. Mine is still out. And, Chad, I had two other things this week. Mm-hmm. Two gigantic, all virtual meetings. Events.
Like conventions.
Yeah. Ooh. Yes. Sweet, the big toy thing with about 50 vendors. I was so lost.
Uh-oh.
The day before, it said, what to expect. It's so simple. And then it was a 5.5 minute video. And then, so there's a floor plan, and you follow these blue circles, and then you find a booth that tells you what's in each booth, and then you go in the booth. The problem was...
So you were like playing a video game to get around
this.
Yes,
exactly. So I go, Wowie, I want to, Crayola. I go to Crayola. I said, I want to go to Crayola. So I click Crayola, and the thing comes up and it says, the host will let you in soon. 11 minutes later, nothing. So I'm leaving, and I finally found the chat thing.
Yeah.
And it says, sorry, we're only doing people who have signed up for the first 2 hours. Well, why couldn't someone have put that when you go in, first of all, it should say room closed until 2:00. Right. And then I spoke to my cohort, Steve Greenberg over at NBC, who called me on the phone, and he said, are you enjoying this? And I said, Steve, I spent more time in rooms. And he goes, thank you. I'm thinking, am I an idiot here? Because I'm spending hours and I'm seeing very little. So
I don't think that that's something that does not need to have skeuomorphic design is a conference to actually move around. Like, just replace it with a video. Like, just replace it with a video call or just a live stream where they go through all the new products. Now,
and it was all different. Oh, my favorite was this one room I clicked, and instantly this person came on, and the person said, oh my God, is that a real microphone? Is that Is that background?
I'm not
real?
going to hear myself echo with you. Don't go anywhere. We'll give you all the free product you want. Yeah.
Is this a green screen? I said, no,
God.
it's my office. Yeah, so the same thing that we always complain about. A lot of the people had horrendous audio.
Gosh.
The one place I went to, everybody who went into the room, instantly someone came on to greet them and would say, you know what, we're a little backed up here. If you can wait 3 minutes, you could be next. Or if you can wait 8 minutes. And that only one booth had that, where there was a greeter. The day before was Holiday in July, and that was 45 vendors. And that made more sense. It was one big hallway, and you just clicked an arrow along, and it would be Black & Decker, Hoover Vacuum, so-and-so, so-and-so. And if you like something, you could click on see videos, get press releases, go inside. So that worked out a little better.
See,
but the one with the 60 vendors, what a nightmare.
It seems so, to me, it seems so simple. Here is how your virtual conference happens. You have a web page. You don't have some video game where you have to go walking around. You just have a standard web page with the company's heading, right? Say, gonna be, what company is it? Insignia. Insignia, right. Click to join Zoom call. And then you join with all the other reporters in there. All the other ones are there. And the guy is probably in the middle of answering some other question. And then once he's finished, anybody can pipe up and say, hey, so I had a question. How long is this battery life? Oh, the battery life is this. Anybody else? No. That would be perfect. And then also on that web page, you got the links to all the press releases and contact information, phone numbers and emails. And then you just pop in and out and ask. The representatives will be around for 3-4 hours, and then you're done.
Okay. Well, when we do our virtual meetup this year, you'll be in charge.
We need to get together on this and sell that. We will run the Sweet Sweets virtual conference. It'll be so easy.
There you go. Oh, and before I forget, Ranger Rick asked, and I'm asking too, what is on your shirt?
Oh, yes.
Is it an 8-bit B?
It is an 8-bit B.
Oh, wow.
Not the latest update. So right now on Minecraft, we're on update 1.16. And on 1.15, they added bees into the game. And so as a promotional thing for the bees, because this is kind of environmental and everything, the World Wildlife Foundation was a charity that Minecraft was supporting. So this is a specific World Wildlife Foundation shirt. So it has the little panda logo on it.
Oh, yeah. I belong to that. Yeah.
This was part of that campaign to raise money and awareness for all that. So we got the bee merch, basically, to help support.
Excellent.
That's it. And with that, I guess let's jump in to some gadgets.
Let's go. Okay, heat wave in New York City. So this came in real handy, arrived just in time.
It's going to be in the 90s all week here in New York City. So it's time for Sip and Go, okay? It sounds like something you should name a coffee, Sip and Go. No, coffee should be Sip and Run, okay? So Sip and Go is the foldable, reusable water bottle, okay? And so this is what it looks like with water in it. Now it says holds 17 ounces. So I thought, let's just see about that. So I filled one. Oh, that's a fair amount of water. And let's find out where ounces are. Well, looks like we got 16 ounces. I guess when it stops running. This is the real advantage of this. This one I had in the freezer, okay? So you can see the ice is formed at the bottom. So to carry this around, this will be great. And it has this big carabiner for your backpack.
That's just water?
That's just water, frozen water. Actually,
And a
I'm
little bit
thinking
of
if you were
vodka.
out in the sun right now, before you drank it, just carry this at the back of your neck. That would be great. And let's see what else. So the folding part, I'm not so sure about that. I spilled water on the table. So you kind of roll it up because there's a clip here. Okay. And then okay. So it kind of locks closed. And this would be if you're throwing it in a backpack or something and then going to a water fountain to fill it up. And then finally, at the top, it has one of those caps. What does it have? A clip-off cap? My fingers are all wet. So we're going to open that up and we'll sip and then I'll go. You know. Cold water, that's great. And let's just see. Okay. It's not sip and leak. It does seem to be totally dry. They were, and they still are, on Pulse TV, ridiculously low price. I think they're either $2 each or 2 for $2, something like that. I'll put a note in the notes as to where I got them and where you can get them. And hopefully they'll still be cheap, and great for this terrible hot weather. And they're BPA free, dishwasher safe, and I assume freezer safe because I read a couple of reviews where people said freezing them is great. That's it. Be cool. Bye.
Those are fun. I like those.
Yeah, and I checked earlier. They are still 2 for $2, and Pulse charges shipping. I think the shipping was $6, so it was $8 for 2 of them. So it's not bad.
So
The funny
cheap,
thing is,
$1 each. Holy moly.
I have one here, and evidently it stays frozen for quite some time. So, although I would like to drink some water,
Uh-oh.
that's okay. In
I guess
the
that's
studio,
good.
it'll warm up quick.
Those are probably perfect for camping too. I could see them being, very lightweight, and then you fill it up and don't take up too much space.
Exactly. Oh, and they say online, please, they're not good for soda or. Oh, and they have a little. I just forgot. I saw that in the video. A little place to write names on them.
Oh yeah.
So that if you get a bunch of them in the same colors, I think they only come in 2 colors, and you get 1 color of each in the kit, then you can put your initials on them or your name and know whose sip and go is whose.
So you don't sip and share. That's good.
That's right. Especially these days.
Yeah, exactly. I like it. Sip and go. Little compressible water bottles.
Exactly. Okay, and another LED gadget, but with a difference. I'm going to show you a closet light like no other that you've ever seen, unless you happen to have seen this closet light. Okay. All right. Very elegant looking. Now, the thing about closet lights, those are the lights you stick up in a closet. When you open the door, they go on. Well, when you order it, you have to order white or warm white. Well, this is the first one that you can have a choice of both. So we're trying this on, we tried it on black cardboard. Now we're trying it on white cardboard. What it is that the camera just balances the light so you can't actually see the differences. So I'll just describe them. We're watching low white. That's medium white. Click again. That's very bright white. Click again. That is low warm, medium warm, and high warm. And hopefully you can see the difference. And it's 108 LEDs in there, so it's really nice. There's something else unique about this, and it has a very big battery in it, okay? Let me just look at the specs here. It has a 2900 milliamp battery. So the company says it'll take 2 to 3 hours to charge this, but it will run for up to 120 days, assuming you just use it just 20 times a day, opening or closing a closet. And there's one other feature of this. In auto, if you put it in auto and then hold it in auto for 3 seconds, it goes into dark mode. And dark mode is going to solve a problem that I have with all of these lights. Is I use them in a lot of gadget compartments, and all day long as I walk back and forth, it goes on every time. In dark mode, only if it's dark when you walk by it will it go on. So that adds to the battery life. Also, it comes in silver, it comes in black, and the magnet, normally they're magnetized throughout the strip. This shows the magnet there, but let's go to our famous steel door. Follow me, because this has, from the sound, a great gosh. So this is yeah, I guess the only way to get this off is to slide it on over, okay? So if you're putting this like under a sink or something where you want it to stay up there, it's going to stay up there. Now, if you don't have a magnetic backing for it, this is the only thing I worry about, is I don't know exactly where I'm going to put it. But it comes with this little bracket that certainly sticks on, okay? I have no problem with the lamp falling from this. The only thing I worry about is this tape strong enough to hold the fixture up? My guess is if you do buy one of these, when it's time to charge the battery, would be to slide it over to the non-magnetic part, and it instantly comes out. You could leave it like that. Instead of pulling it down to come out of the holder, just slide it over, and once it gets past where the magnet is, it just drops down. So it's more expensive than other closet magnets, closet lights. It's $28. Here it is over on Amazon. So you end up with six lighting modes, okay? White, yellow in 3 brightnesses. And I think that's about it. It comes in black and silver. This is the silver version, and there's also a black version. Oh, so mine says that it's Okenu or Okenu, Okeanu. People in the chat room, you know where to go looking for this cheaper, because as you'll notice, the box itself has no branding on it whatsoever. So everybody, right over to AliExpress.
Start your search
But don't
engine.
tell me how much you paid.
I bet they are.
$28 where I bought it. Okay, bye.
Very cool. Now, one criticism I have of it
Yes.
is that image is a little that looks a little bit large in the hand. Either that-
Absolutely.
That hand is a little small.
When I got it, I thought, wait a minute. I went back online and I thought, did they send me the right thing? But it is bigger than all the other ones that I've bought, and
Yeah.
it's already dropped $2 in price. I paid
look at that.
$27. It's down $2 already. Did anybody find it in the chat room yet? No,
Not yet. Ooh, they don't even have data for this. Camelizer doesn't have data. Camelizer, you let me down.
Oh, I think it's new. I
Yeah.
think it's newish.
But good reviews. People really
yeah.
like it. I really like that dark mode. That if it notices light, that's such a smart thing. Is you have the motion
yes.
sensor, you have a light sensor. If it is bright, no need to add more. It's perfect.
Yes, yeah. And that's what goes on here, because they're in all these cabinets, and as I walk by them, all the ones I have are motion sensitive.
Right.
So this is the only one that will add light, and the only one of these lights that I know of that adds the sensor that says, oh, I see motion, but it's bright daylight. He's not going to fall down.
Right.
Save the battery. Yeah.
Is this close?
Oh my gosh.
Is this the one, or is it just close?
No, I don't. Oh my God. Maybe.
I can't tell.
Let me. No,
Does yours
it's.
glow?
It's very close.
That I think would be the hardest thing to figure out is this one doesn't have dual color, so no. So you either choose warm or you choose cold.
Oh, then
So that's not it.
Boo, boo.
But yeah, that would be hard to find without some other very particular feature to search for.
Yeah. So, but it is sort of large.
Yeah.
But it does look bigger in that picture.
Yeah.
Anyway, I like this a lot.
I like it a lot. And that's funny that the camera just adjusted its own white balance to match.
Isn't it
whatever
funny? Yes.
the light
And
was.
this is dark.
Yes.
And this is medium dark. Wait a minute. That's the same thing. And this is bright.
Yes.
Well, it's the same as the other two.
Yeah. Yeah. Darn you, automatic cameras making us look
exactly. Exactly.
good. Davey may have found it. Let's quickly look at this.
Oh, let's see. Okay.
Oh, this one's even larger. Unless that's quite the Photoshop, but that's humongous. Look at. Oh,
它现在有光，这个是
Okay. I don't think it's the same.
No. First
But
of all,
it's
this
big.
one is 108 LEDs, and it says in this one. I mean, I have no way of counting them. But anyway,
Cool. There we go.
yeah, perfect. Okay, so a little backstory to this is when I got my new Yamaha engine, the gauge, the digital, my first digital display is set up for however many outboards you have. I think 1 to 5. And jokingly, I said to the Yamaha tri-state salesman, I said, I only have one engine. Why can't I get joystick steering? And he said, well, you'll just have to wait.
Ooh.
And I thought, well, how could that be? Well, anyway, today from Boat US, I got this video that Yamaha is introducing one engine joystick steering and joystick. Run that 45-second video, and I'll just talk about joystick steering as we go. The first little thing of me on the Hudson River.
Oh, okay, yeah, that one.
That way. And you can take the volume down from it. Yeah.
Let me mute it first so it doesn't go crazy.
Yeah,
Here we go. Okay. Oop, that's me.
Okay. Are you on my boat? Anyway, so that green thing, that's the joystick on this boat. You still have throttles. And the neat thing about joystick steering is you can do anything with the boat. The boat can go sideways. There's something called virtual anchor, where in the middle of the Hudson River, the guy said, line something up with the windshield, a building, and hit virtual anchor. And the Hudson, right now, in this scene, the Hudson is very rough. At tide change, the Hudson can be a nightmare. It's up to 8 knots in each direction as it goes in and out. Well, with virtual anchor, the computer turns the engine, shifts them back and forth, and the boat stays exactly in the same place.
Wow.
So how they could possibly do this with the one engine. Anyway, here's the video. I only saw it once today, so we can look at it again now. And it's Yamaha's introduction to one engine joystick.
Awesome. Here it is. So it's a man walking down a...
Oh, you probably have this with
lonely-
your car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
can actually go like sideways?
it can go sideways.
How?
Evidently, I heard somebody talking about it. It can shift and throttle faster than any human being can.
Wow.
So, I mean, I can spin my little workboat in 360 degrees. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And so with this thing, you tell it how many revolutions. This is the main part of it, that little thing there. The Yamaha fish point will bring you back to where you found fish. So he wants to be in this one place, and so he's sitting there taking pictures. The engine is starting, revving up, either spinning to the right or starboard or port to keep him in the same place. I've never, I don't know of anybody who has this yet, but
So is this something that can be retrofitted onto?
Yes, with several things. You must have an engine from about the past 4 years. Okay, so it has to be an all-electronic Yamaha engine. So far, only Yamaha is doing this. So it has to be a Yamaha engine. You have to have a specific control gauge, digital gauge, which mine is because it's new. You have to already have hydraulic steering. Now, this whole new package is $8,000 to $10,000.
Wow.
So I will continue to dock as best I can, and in cases graze the piling. But from an engineering standpoint, it's just kind of amazing.
And so you were saying this is this the brains of it?
This is the thing that can move the engine back and forth really fast.
I see.
Faster than anybody can. While the computer is stopping the engine, going reverse, going forward, reverse, much faster than any person can do.
Right.
And they said several times in this instructional video, it's no problem for the gears to handle this kind of incredibly fast shifting. So, as I said, I've no one who's.
Does it have autopilot where you can just?
Oh, absolutely.
It just goes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, it has something else that would be great. Sometimes Dennis and I go up to the Palisades, and we'll just drift down river eating a sandwich. Right. But as you drift down river, the tide tends to spin the boat. Okay, so you can hit drift point track. Put the bow the way you want it to aim and hit the drift point track. And the boat will drift down river at whatever the tide is taking it, but the bow will always be in the position that you want.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
That's like amazing stuff.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. Engineers.
So, I assume you need to have a GPS on there.
Yes.
Which it sounds like if you already have the digital system, the Yamaha digital system, that this would be.
You would probably start at the 8,000 mark, and then like the little thing with the starting the boat as you approach it. To me, that's kind of silly because I keep my boat tilted up so that there's no growth on it. So as I walk down the dock. In the old days, it would have started in midair, but my guess is these new electronic things will not let the engine start if it's not in water.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought it was pretty interesting.
That's so crazy.
The guy, when he said, "Just you wait," and I'm thinking, he's kidding.
Yeah. Well, I'm also like fascinated that can be retrofitted because I'm from the world of a car. It's like. You don't switch out the engine on a car very easily.
Well, here you're using the same engine. Well, that would be like
you're using the same engine.
Suppose Tesla had autopilot.
True, but like that's something that in my mind is very unique to Tesla because they have all that stuff built in, and then they just like roll out software updates. Now they did switch out the computer at one point. So they did rip out their old computer and put in a new computer because it was updated. But But in
And
general,
they did that themselves, or you paid for that, or it was all?
so I paid for that when I paid for the full self-driving. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, that was kind of built in, but you could also consider it as a free perk that I got. And I bought the full self-driving before. I mean, full self-driving isn't quite here yet, and I paid for it, a few years ago. So yeah, that's a little murky, but I mean, it makes sense that on a boat, the motor is kind of detachable in a way.
Yes.
And so you could just add extras and add a new system on and whatnot. And on a car that's, other than maybe the stereo system, that doesn't happen often. It does happen, but it just doesn't happen very often. You normally just get a new car if you want new features like that.
Van Dutch said, will it help you in tight spaces like in bridges and canals? I don't specifically know that, but I assume.
It sounds like in general, it makes it easier to control. So you'd be able just to kind of twist the knob and go in one way or another.
Yeah, exactly. And you can dial in the steering, like normally when you put in new steering, it tells you how many revolutions it is from full port to full starboard. This one, if you don't like it, you just say, no, I want it just to be 3 turns from port to starboard all the way. And it makes that happen.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. I was Dennis and I were on the Queen Mary 2, and I had some press connection, and he said, go look for this guy and tell me you want to see the engine room. So we went down, and the QE2 has 2 giant pods, 4 pods under it. And we were at this big screen, and he said, those are the pods under the Queen Mary 2.
Yeah.
And we see what the computer's doing with them, but we always have that up there so we can make sure that we see that there's nothing in the pods and the pods moving. And he said, what cabin you in? And we said, F91. He said, oh, F91. Let's see. So your TV's on. The temperature in there is 72. Water temperature is good.
Okay, big brother. Okay, calm down.
Oh my God! Yeah, who knows what else they didn't show us.
Oh, I know. Well, I mean, I worry about that all the time now with smart home.
Yes.
It's not quite as centralized on a boat, but some company knows what my temperature is, and another company knows this, and another company knows that. Yeah.
Now, I was wondering, when you walk out of your cabin and the one of the people would walk by and says, "Oh, sorry, you're not feeling well. Your temperature's 101." Oh,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Did that digestive issue that you were having last night after food work itself out? I didn't tell anyone about that, but you're doing okay? Yeah, totally.
Anyway, all right, so that brings us to the part of the show we always try to avoid. No, we love the most.
Don't need it, but you might want it at Chad's Crappy Corner. Get it?
I have a leech. Will it stick? No, it won't stick. So this is solar month, and I recorded a video about my gadget. So maybe we could even do what the heck is it real quick.
Oh, okay. I'm into that.
Any idea what the heck it is?
A charging pad.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. No, this is a little solar cell on this side, but it's confusing. I'll give it that.
Okay. World's smallest solar heating pad.
Nah.
Okay.
It's just a charger. It's just a plain old charger. Okay, let's take a look at the video. Whoops. And this is a solar charger. So this one sort of has a little bit of a story with it, in that I saw a different product that was a little bit more expensive that had an image of a solar cell attached to the window of an airplane. And I thought that was a really, really cool idea. That one wouldn't arrive in time. It took way too long to ship. So I ended up getting another one that was similar. and this is the one that I picked up. So in the instructions for this, it does mention that you should let this sit outside for 24 hours under the sun, which I guess technically is 2 days worth of sun, because sun doesn't go for 24 hours. Anyway, it's been out here for a while. It hasn't been full 24 hours, but it has been a pretty long time. When it is under the sun, there is a little LED that shows up at the top. So you can see that that is red right now. And as we sort of cover up the sun, it will dim. Well, it's not really dimming right now. It was doing this earlier. I almost wonder if the battery itself, so there is a battery inside, a very small battery at that, but I almost wonder if that is powering the LED. And it has just, all it is there's a battery inside of here, black box. You got your output. You do have a micro USB input, so you could just charge the battery that way. And then you also have the solar cell on top, but there's also this sticky stuff around the top that would allow you to stick this onto a window. And that feels very, very sticky. I don't know how reusable that would be. It doesn't feel very reusable, but that is there as well. So let's go ahead and plug this in and see how well. Ooh, that did not feel good. I feel like I just broke it just then. And let's see. Currently, we are at 73% battery. So I put this inside. Boop. Ooh, it is charging. There it goes. So the hope is that this would also keep charging because of its battery inside. It keep charging whenever I just go indoors as well. Let's actually go inside and I'll show you how this would stick to a window. So now that we are inside, my phone is no longer charging and the little LED light is no longer lit. So that is not working at the moment. So how this was intended to be used when I originally saw it was to actually take this sticker and attach it to a window. So we have one here, and it didn't mention if it needs to be in direct sunlight or anything. So I assume that, you know, whatever amount of light is out there will help. The light at the bottom is not lit up.
Oh no!
There's no LED there. We can go ahead and try to plug this in.
Can you tilt your house back a little?
There we go. Let's see if we get any life out of it. Nope, no life. Nothing.
Oh, wow.
Nada. Oh my gosh, I don't know if this is gonna come off.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, that is like permanently affixed to my window.
No.
Get off of the window! Holy moly. Okay, well don't do this on the airplane. There we go. I got it off. Whew, that was scary. I thought that was just going to be on there for forever.
There's no covering
okay, well,
on the solar panel, is there?
I would assume that probably
there was.
this would work better if the light was
And I pulled it off.
directly hitting a window. Maybe I would go find another window. Okie dokie, so we're at a new location. This window is all in the light. I still don't see an LED, and I don't see any charge.
I guess it has to
In
face
direct
up.
sunlight, it works. Through a window, does not work as advertised. And that battery is not charged after it had been out there for quite a while.
My cat had to get a.
Oh, I was going to.
So, solar charger. No, not great. It worked when it was outside and in direct sunlight, but if anything got in the way, it would not turn on, it would not charge. And yes, there was a plastic covering over the panel.
Oh, okay. It looked like some. Yeah. Okay.
Also, this is one of the only products I've ever received where not only was there plastic covering the product, but also the packaging itself. So if you want fresh and looking packaging, you can.
Oh my word!
I don't know why,
I know. I only
If
noticed
only they
this.
had spent that much engineering the device itself.
It makes me feel like it was like some missed thing that they didn't realize that they needed to pull off the stuff on their packaging. Anyway, that's a fun little detail. This got pretty bad reviews on Amazon. 1 star, 3 ratings. All of them pretty bad. It did charge, but it did not live up to the expectation that I wanted. And the original one that I saw, I wonder if it's here. Here it is, actually. I think that it got updated because now this one will arrive by the end of the month. Where was that delivery date? There you go, Saturday. So, kind of sad I didn't go with the original one because that one would arrive now by the end of the month. But this is the one that I tried, and I would not suggest it. This is a crappy product. It costs $20, and that battery in there is 1,800 milliamp hours. So not 20,000, it's just 1,800, which I think is...
What is your phone battery? Like 2,300?
Yeah, I think it's actually 24 is what I remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
But yeah, so it wouldn't quite charge up my phone. I can look it up. I forget which model this phone is. I think it's the 10S Max. Oh, it doesn't say on the back anymore. I don't remember but yes, okay. I don't think it's gonna work all the way. And I would really not suggest putting this on a plane window.
No.
because
then you got to take it off and the window comes out.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you've got a problem.
Exactly. So that was my crappy corner for this week. Not a fan at all. With that, let's move on to Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
They're geeky and they're goofy, together they are loopy. When gadgets pass away, he takes them out to play in Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
We have a first-time submitter. Hi, guys. My name is Lanaya White, and I have a video about the Arctic Air. I know you reviewed it already.
Yeah.
I'm hoping you will give it a second chance.
Ooh.
Thanks, Lanaya. So here's her video, and we'll hear her comments on Arctic Air.
So, whoops.
About a year ago, you reviewed the Arctic Air, and you were not all that impressed. And I'm hoping you might give it another chance. I've had one for a couple of years, and in the summer, having this at my bedside is the only way I can sleep in the heat. And yeah, you have to be right in front of it, but it's great for saving money on the AC. And I've had to replace the the filter a couple of times, like every 6 months, because it'll get a little mildewy. But the water goes in there, sucks up to the bottom, and you can get filters on eBay for about $10. And the humidity adds to the air really helps prevent sinus headaches. And there's also a deluxe version I use in another room, but the water is aerosolized or something from above, and the filter never really gets wet. And with that one, you have to soak it in water before you use it. But I hope you give this another chance. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.
That's the perfect type of video to tell us that we're wrong. I like that a lot.
My complaints about Arctic Air, and it's changed dramatically just looking online today. First of all, there's a new Arctic Air Ultra with twice the output, but it's only $40. The problem I have is that when they started advertising them, they are air conditioners in as much as they do something to the air. But when I see a lot of ads that saying portable air conditioner only $89. And it's this thing. And it will cool you off. And usually in the small print, it says if you're within about 3 feet of it. So I have no complaints if it's reasonably priced. And now that the new one that has twice the output is under $40, that's way better. Filters are still high. Filters are $13, but Linnea said I think she just uses 2 of them a year. So, and to tell you the truth, I actually used mine to put humidity in the air before I got my humidifier. So I hated it as a cooler because it was putting up so much humidity in the air. And then while I was deciding what humidifier I would want, I thought, wait a minute, that thing, I'll just have that put moisture in the air for me. So Linnea, I'm glad that you like it, and also very pleased that they have brought the price down to some believable price. And just beware that they're not air conditioners, and they will save a lot of electricity. There's just a little fan in there and moisture running by the fan. So, Linnea, thank you. You'll get the current issue of Mad Magazine, the Al Jaffe special. And also they took out the coloring. The old Arctic Air, you could select one of 7 colors. I believe the new one is just lit in blue, which is a good choice for nighttime. So a video, anything about a gadget, okay? Make sure we can see the gadget and hear your voice, and you shoot in horizontal mode, and you can upload it to YouTube. Click unlisted so that only people with the URL can see it, and send us that URL, mail@gizwiz.tv, mail@gizwiz.tv. And I think we may only have 1 more video or 2 videos left. So get us a video soon. Thank you.
Perfect.
Thanks, Linnea.
With that, let's move on to the letter.
Become the letters, your lovely letters. Become the Giz Wiz letters
Now. And this is a great letter. The subject is clarifications on the Elf e-bike via Shane Bowling, who was last week's video. And we didn't quite understand what the Elf bike was. And Shane was watching, and he writes, "Hey, Dick and Chad, I watched the warehouse video. I noticed the audio didn't come through well. I did mention in the video that Organic Transit is in the middle of bankruptcy. I hope they find someone to buy their assets and continue making the bike. I have cerebral palsy and low vision, so the Elf is a great alternative mode of transportation for people who can't quite pass their eye tests. With the Elf, you can either use the electric motor or pedal it. If you pedal while using the motor, it's less wear and tear on the battery. Top speed of the bike is 20 miles an hour. I've had this e-bike for a couple of years now. It's allowed me to be more independent. For example, getting to work by myself in winter months and getting groceries. I hope I'll explain what the Elf is all about in this email better than I did in the video. Thank you for using my video, and thanks for bringing awesome gadgets each and every week. Seriously, Shane Bowling."
That explains.
So Shane, thank you. That explains
everything.
a lot. Everything.
Because I think one of our biggest criticisms was $8,000. What?
So we couldn't figure out
if
there was
if you want to be mobile and this is your option to be have human powered transportation. Heck yeah!
Yeah,
like
human power, battery assisted.
Right.
If you want.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I love that. That explains a lot. That's great.
So Shane, thank you for clarifying that, and your thing is in the mail. Maybe you have it already.
Fantastic. Also, thank you to our patrons.
Yes.
over at patreon.com.
Yay, patrons, yay.
Thank you so much to our patrons, patreon.com/GizWiz. You guys support the show every single episode. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for your support. If you like the Giz Wiz and want to give back, head on over to patreon.com/GizWiz. That's where you can show your support. How it works is every episode that we upload, whatever you pledge, that is whatever you give to us, which is fantastic. And thank you so much for your generosity over the years. You guys are incredible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you don't want to give via Patreon and you want to give via PayPal, there's a PayPal link on our website. Just head on over to the Patreon page and the link will be there for you to find. Thank you so much, however you support the Giz Wiz. Speaking of our website, gizwiz.tv, that's where you can watch the show live just about every Thursday. I mean, we should just say just every Thursday at gizwiz.tv. Once we are live, the website just updates with the live stream and you can join the chat room just underneath. If we're not live, it'll show the most recent episode there. And you can subscribe, you can catch all the old episodes, we got RSS links, we got YouTube links, everything is there for you to enjoy the Giz Wiz. You can also head on over to gizwiz.biz, that's Dickie D's website, about all the gadgets that we talk about on the show. So if you want to learn more, that is really the resource for you guys to use. While you're there at gizwiz.biz, you can play What the Heck Is It? It's the game show online that you can play along with. There's a gadget there. It's the entire gadget. You got to just figure out what the heck it is. And let's check out this week's. It's obviously, we're talking about lights, LED lights that need a little bit of color correction one way or the other. Well, this is the most daylight LED you can get, as blue as possible for you to use. If you think you know what this is, get a guessing over at gizwiz.biz. There are 6 Mad magazines for correct answers, but 12 Mad magazines for funny, clever, hilarious, and interesting answers. So get a guessing over at gizwiz.biz. I think that about wraps it up for our show. See y'all next week.
I'll be here.